That'll be fun. Why will I know what I see? Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, well, that's exciting.
Well, hello, if you all are walking by, you might have noticed a couple of awesome birds flying overhead. Anybody know what type of birds these are?
Macaws.
Shout it out if you think you know.
Macaws.
Macaws, that's right, they are macaws. And my name is Ari. I'm joined by Jared, Monica, Casey, and Chris over here. We're a team of avian conservationists, and we're doing something really fun here this morning. If you guys have a couple minutes and you want to join us, we're going to talk about these amazing birds, and you'll get to meet a few more as well. And you guys can feel free to come on over closer, too. Now, we're here at the Winged Encounters Experience, and we wanted to talk to you all about the macaws. Now, anybody ever seen a macaw this color before? They're very similar to another very common species that people keep as pets. Yeah, you're right, they are all parrots. So all macaws are types of parrots. This specific species is called blue-throated macaws. Blue-throated macaws are found in Bolivia, and did you guys know that they are actually one of the most endangered of all the species of macaw in the world? They're the rarest macaw that you can find in the wild, with only 150 of these birds left out there in the wild. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? Now, the reason for this species of birds decline, well, there's a couple different reasons. Do you guys want to take a guess? What do you think is one of the reasons for the decline of the blue-throated macaws in the wild? If you think you know, shout it out. What do you think?
Deforestation?
Yeah, there you go. Deforestation is a really important one. So the habitat where these birds live in Bolivia is becoming smaller and smaller. And it's harder and harder for these birds to find nesting sites as well. But the other reason is because humans are taking these birds out of the wild and illegally exporting them as pets. That's the #1 reason that there's only 150 of these birds left out there. Now, the reason people take them out of the wild is because they're beautiful, right? They look gorgeous, and they fetch a really high price. So there's a couple really great things going on for the blue-throated macaw that will help their species out in the wild. And all of this awesome stuff is happening through the World Parrot Trust. Do you have a question? Ooh, that's a good question. He wants to know the difference between a macaw and a parrot. Well, all macaws are parrots, but not all parrots are macaws. So what that means is there's lots of different types of parrots out there, from your itty-bitty tiny parrots like parrotlets, and you find Amazon parrots, Kias are parrots. There's lots of different types of parrots, but macaws are a special family under that group, and we're actually going to be joined by a bunch more of those species of macaw over here today. Now, we have a bunch of different species here. There's a bunch in the wild, but we have 7 that are going to join us right here on the perch, and they're going to make their way down here. And you know, the World Parrot Trust, and if you want to find out more about the World Parrot Trust, you can visit parrots.org. Here they come. Nice job, everyone, making their way to the perch. Very good. Everybody's making their way in. And you guys will see there's many different species. So the one Jared just fed there, that is a green wing macaw. There's some blue and gold macaws, the ones that I was talking about that look very similar to the blue-throated macaw. Maybe Jared can point out our blue and gold back there. That one he's feeding right now. Then we have our scarlet macaws, are those bright red birds with the yellow on their wings. And up top is our military macaw, that green bird up there. His name is Da Vinci. You know, we've been training in the park for a few months now, and he's a cast member favorite. When he flies around the park, everybody definitely looks out for Da Vinci. Well, the World Parrot Trust is working to protect all species of macaw out there, and what they're doing is a couple different things. So for the blue-throated macaw, what they're doing is helping to educate the communities around the areas where the blue-throats live in Bolivia, so that the people that live there want to help protect the birds as well and their habitat. But another thing they're doing, which is really cool, our blue-throated macaws here, they're breeding off property to make more blue-throated macaws so we can release them into the wild later this year. That'll help increase wild population numbers, and hopefully we'll have more reproducing pairs as well. But I saw you had a question. What was your question? That's a good question. He wants to know if they can talk like we do. So a lot of parrots can mimic. And they're not really talking like we are. They're not having a conversation. They don't understand what they're saying. They're just copying sounds that they've heard before, right? So parrots out in the wild, what do you guys think is the #1 thing that a parrot copies the sound of out in the wild? Anybody think they know? Yeah, that's right. Other birds, right? So they're making sounds of other macaws and other parrots out in the wild. But when they live with us, then they copy what sounds? They sound like us, right? They hear all those household sounds, so they can copy sounds. Now, macaws have the ability to mimic for sure, but they're not quite as good at mimicking as some of the other species of parrot out there. Amazon parrots happen to be really good mimickers. And our macaws, we have a couple that are pretty good mimickers, but nobody's a big talker. But that's a really good question. And that brings me to a good point, too. A lot of people keep these birds as pets, right? And you know, parrots, they're one of the most difficult pets you can possibly own in your home. And there's a couple reasons for that. What do y'all think would make a parrot a difficult pet in your household? Anybody think they can name something? What do you think? Oh yeah, that would be bad, right? So they can fly around and crash into things in your house, right? So you gotta manage that for sure. What else? What do you think? That's right, they can get really annoying because they make that loud sound, right? You guys heard those parrots before, you saw them when they were flying in. They make extremely loud sounds, and typically it's at sunup and sundown every day. It's loud enough outside. When they're in the forest, they have to be able to contact call each other, and it has to travel through the forest. When they live with us in the confines of your four walls of your home, it is much, much louder. And you know, these parrots, they have those big beaks. They're used to open up seed pods and nuts, all the types of food that they like to eat, but those beaks are constantly growing, and so they have to continually chew on things to wear their beaks down. Now, when they're in your house, what do you guys think that they're chewing on to wear their beaks down?
Furniture.
Yeah, furniture, that's right. They chew on your furniture, your baseboard, just about anything. I've heard people have couches ripped up, all kinds of damage to their homes. Plus, those big beaks bite really hard, right? They can bite really hard. And a parrot can live a long time. Anybody out there know how long a parrot lives for? Yeah, they can live, you know, a lot of people think they can live 100 years. It's definitely possible, like humans can. They have the ability to live that long. Typically, parrots in a household, because people get these parrots and they don't have a lot of education about how to take care of them, they actually only live to be about 10 to 15 years. Yeah, but they can live a very long time. So if you're a good pet owner, it's a huge commitment. We're talking 60 plus years for this bird's life. Yeah, it's a huge commitment. But something really cool is about to happen, y'all. We are going to let these birds fly back home, and when they do, they're going to fly right over the tops of your heads in one big group. So have your cameras ready. This is definitely the picture shot you want. You'll get a good shot of all the birds headed back home. They're going to go off in one big burst of color and head about a third of a mile across the park to make their way back to home. So keep your eye out. We're going to see Monica and Jared are going to take a step away from the perch here in just a second. And there they go. We'll see you later. Okay.
Pretty cool, huh?
Nice job. Oh, they're taking the long way around the Tree of Life today, it looks like. They're going to go all the way over past Everest and head on back to their house. Now, guys, that was Winged Encounters, and it's only been our first week out here. We've had a lot of fun. If you have any questions or any information that you'd like to know, please feel free to ask us. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day in Animal Kingdom. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Stop.